According to Le Chaterlier, there are some factors, 3 factors that affect equilibrium. These are change in concentration, change in temperature, and change in pressure. Only those 3 according to him. Concentration of carbon dioxide. Now, I could have asked you what is the effect of increasing the concentration of carbonic acid or water, but for this example, I just use carbon dioxide. So don't feel like you're restricted in any way possible. Just read the question, and according to what the question asks you, you answer. Easy. So you have 3 steps. The first step is you have to state the change that disrupts equilibrium. So in this case, we increase the concentration of carbon dioxide. That's the change. Now the second step is you need to state the side that is favored. Which side is going to be moving more quickly? You need to tell us that. Remember, you have 2 reactions. Remember, you have one reaction proceeding from left to right, and that is called the what kind of reaction? The forward reaction, yes, and it's also known as what reaction? The right reaction, yes, because the arrowhead is pointing to the right. Awesome job. And you can also have the other reaction, which is water and carbon dioxide being broken down to give you carbonic acid. That is referred to as the backward reaction. It is also referred to as the what reaction, because the reaction, the arrowhead is pointing to the left reaction. So that is the side. Then you need to tell us what is happening in that reaction. So what is happening on that side, the side that you selected? You need to look and see what is actually happening. So right now, this is the forward reaction. So what is happening in the forward reaction? Carbonic acid is being broken down to give you carbon dioxide and water. All you have to do is just look, follow the reaction, and see what's happening. That's it. In the backward reaction, all right, you have water and carbon dioxide being broken down to give you carbonic acid. So that is what I mean by explaining what happens by following the reaction of the side chosen. Then the step 3 is you need to state that this is going to minimize the stress to reestablish equilibrium. So my final step is that this will minimize the stress to reestablish equilibrium. That's the 3 steps that you need to state. Once you state those 3 things, you are well on your way to getting all your points for this. Easy. So let's go and let's work it out. So here we have increasing the concentration. So my first step is state the change that disrupts equilibrium. Look at it. So adding more carbon dioxide disrupts the equilibrium. That's it. Now my next step. So what side is going to be favored? The system is going to shift to the left. So I am saying that the system is going to be shifting to the left. So because I'm increasing the concentration of CO2, I need to pick the side where CO2 is not being produced, because my goal is to minimize it. If I pick the side where carbon dioxide is being produced, that means I'm going to have more and more carbon dioxide. But I need to be picking the side where carbon dioxide is actually being used up and it's not being produced. Okay, and that is going to be the left side. Look at it. See, H2CO3, carbon dioxide isn't being produced on the, carbon dioxide is not being produced in this left reaction. Okay, also known as the backward reaction. Carbon dioxide is not being produced here. What is being produced? Carbonic acid. Okay, so now my next thing is explain what happens by following the reaction. So I need to state, so I'm following the reaction. This is the backward reaction here, the left reaction. Water and carbon dioxide is going to be broken down to give you carbonic acid. Okay, so carbon dioxide is being used up. Okay, or you can just say hydrogen and carbon dioxide is going to be reacting to produce carbonic acid. That is the explaining part. Then the next step is tell me that the concentration of everything. The next step is you need to tell me that this is going to be minimizing the stress. So I have a note here that says that the concentration of everything to the left will also increase. Okay, so carbonic acid is here, but in some examples you might have more than carbonic acid on the left. Okay, it's just telling you that everything on the left is going to be increasing. Okay, next, the concentration of everything on the left is going to be increasing. Okay, now my final step, which is tell us that this is going to reestablish equilibrium. This is going to minimize the stress. So at the end, step 3, this minimizes the stress. Full stop. I am done. I got all my points. Now I can move on. That's it. So now I am going to state what happens when the concentration of carbon dioxide is decreased. So same steps again. Okay, state the change. Step 2, state the side that is favored, and then tell us what is happening in that reaction. That's it. So do you think you can handle it now? You got this. So if we decrease the concentration of CO2, so how do I start it? Good. So first thing is, the first thing is we need to state that carbon dioxide is decreased. Okay, the same thing is going to also happen if carbon dioxide is removed. Okay, take note of that. Okay, carbon dioxide being removed or decreased, the same thing happens. The next thing you need to do is you need to tell me which side is going to be favored. So now we have decreased the concentration of CO2, so now we need to see if we could get more CO2, right? So now we need CO2 to be produced, so we need to now select the side that has CO2 being produced. And which side is that? Go at it, which side is that? Okay, yes. So if you said the right reaction, okay, the right reaction with the arrowhead pointing to the right, you would be correct. If you said the forward reaction because the reaction proceeds from the left to the right, you would also be correct. Okay, either or. All right, now let's follow the reaction. Let's state what happens in that reaction. You think you can handle that now? So what is happening now in this forward reaction? In this forward reaction, carbonic acid, H2CO3, is being broken down to give you carbon dioxide and water. So I followed my reaction and I state what happened. So that's it. All right, that's it. Carbonic acid decomposes or breaks down to produce carbon dioxide and water. Bam, that's it. Then the last final step, tell me that this is going to minimize the stress. This is done to minimize the stress, okay? And this is going to reestablish equilibrium. Full stop. So now we are going to now increase the temperature. Okay, same steps are going to be followed again. State the change, state the side that is favored, and then explain what happens by following the reaction of the side chosen. Then tell us that this is going to minimize the stress to reestablish equilibrium. That is all that you do. Okay, so some things to note. Heat can be considered as a product. So remember when we did, so consider it just like you would consider concentration, like increasing the concentration of carbon dioxide. Think about it as increasing the concentration of heat. Think of heat as being a product, okay? So heat can be considered as a product. Now the next thing you need to do is you need to tell us what the change is. So the heat is increased. Now which side is going to be favored now? Okay, which side is going to be favored? So if heat is a product, all right, that means, and we increase the heat, so that means which side needs to be favored? Okay, the side that does not have heat, right? So which side will that be? Let's see if you could tell me which side that would be. That would be the left reaction, all right? Left reaction, and the left reaction, all right, because the arrowhead is pointing to the left, okay, no heat here. And the left reaction is also referred to as the backward reaction, okay, because look at it, okay, the reaction is going backward. Heat and this N2O4 is going to give you NO2. So you are going to now select the side favored is going to be the left or the backward reaction. Now the next thing you need to do is give me a little explanation as to what is happening. Okay, what is happening here? All right, so that's it. Okay, so for you to explain what is happening, all you need to tell me is that follow the reaction, okay? So N2O4 is going to be producing, N2O4 and heat is going to be reacting together. N2O4, sorry, in the presence of heat is going to be producing NO2. Just following the reaction, that's it. All right, and another thing to note is that this right side right here is also known as the exothermic side. You're going to see that in some books. And on the left hand side, that left is going to be known as the endothermic side. Exo means heat is being released, and then endo means that heat is being absorbed. Just some notes, okay? And then of course we end by saying that the stress is minimized and equilibrium is established. That's it, people. Same steps, different question. So according to Chaterlier, explain the effects of decreasing the temperature now. So remember we said that heat is considered a product, right? So there's Mr. Heat over here on the product side, right? And now we need to tell you need to tell me what's going to happen using your 3 steps. So the first step is state the change that disrupts equilibrium. Temperature is decreased, okay? Removing or cooling or temperature is decreased. The next step is state the side that is going to be favored. So now we need to increase the heat, right? So what do you think you're going to do? What side are you going to select? You need to be selecting side now that has heat being produced because you need more heat to be produced. So which side is that? Which side is this? Okay, which side is this? If you said the right reaction, you would be correct. And if you said the forward reaction being produced, that the reaction occurring from left to right, you would also be correct. Okay? And right reaction, again, the arrowhead is pointing to the right. You get that, right? Easy. Now the next thing you need to do is you need to state the side that is going to be favored. Which side is favored? Okay. So let's put that there. So it pulls the equilibrium to right. We said that. Then the next thing is you need to tell us what happens during this reaction. So this reaction, NO2, during the reaction on the right or the forward reaction, NO2 produces N2O4. Okay? And heat. Okay? So heat is being produced. Okay? Heat is being produced. All right? And I also want you to take note that the concentration of this is also going to be increasing. Okay? This is the side that's favored, and then this side being favored, NO2 is going to be combining to produce more N2O4 and heat. Okay? Keeping in mind again that the right side is referred to as the exothermic side, meaning heat is being released on this side, and the left side being referred to as the endothermic side because heat is being absorbed in that by that reaction, heat is going to be absorbed. So we call it the endothermic reaction. Okay, so that is it for temperature.